This video contains content sponsored by John Wilson Blades and MK Blades. Opinions discussed in this video do not reflect the views of John Wilson or MK. Hello and welcome to the skating lesson. I'm Jennifer Kirk.
And I'm Dave Blease.
And this is 5 in 5, where we count down the top 5 news stories from the skating world in under 5 minutes from the past week. Let's start here. What's our number 5 story? It's Synchro Nationals, which took place this past week in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Dave Blease, who is your favorite team? The Ilinykh winning the national title yet again.
Yeah, I have to give a shout out to Adam Blake, who worked on that program. I don't know. I liked them. I like their death spirals. I like that they bring in some of the singles move. It's a little bit of a different program. I don't know. Who was your favorite team?
I really like the Skyliners. So they got third. They were fourth. They were in dangerous territory in terms of winning the pewter after the short program. But I thought their long program was phenomenal. Adam Blake choreographing their long program as well. A little bit more, I would say, sophisticated, mature than some of the other teams. Very nice long lines. I also love, though, that the Ilinykh, they do more of the axles, the sit spins, more of the token single moves in their program. I thought they were more polished than we saw at the Grand Prix final. And also shout out to Team Del Sol here from San Diego, who skated very well as well.
Yeah, and a shout out to Nexus and Lee Chandler. They were second overall, but they did rock the free skate up in Canada last weekend. I know it was a disappointing loss, but he's been Freddie Mercury, and Sandra's trying to bring him out of his shell. He does a handstand at the end of the program. There's some headbanging, so parabéns to them as they... he's very serious about those pinwheels, so they're going to bring him out of his shell as this season comes along, Jenny. But our number 4, is that Elena, Ilinykh and Ruslan Zhiganshin are moving to Igor Shpilband. Now, this is unofficial because they can only say that they're going to be there for a couple months based on Russian Skating Federation rules. Should Madison Chalk be nervous? Is she going to be his new number 1 team? What's going on there?
I would say ask me that question after the World Championships. A lot hinges, I think, on how well she and Evan do there, but I think this is a good move. Elena and Ruslan's, their season is over, so it's time to change it up. Not having a great season. I didn't really love their material this past year, so hopefully he'll be able to give them something.
You need to apologize to Shannon.
Look, sorry, in my opinion, the Frida, it wasn't where it was at. But hopefully he'll be able to inject a little bit. I don't know, she's so good and dynamic, and I just want to see a little bit more chemistry between the two of them so that I'm watching him and her, not just her, next season. Is it going to be another showdown of Marina versus Igor?
Oh, I think so, and I think we're all signed up and ready for it. As always, Jenny, I'm in it for the drama. Yes. Well, what is our number 3 story?
I was going to say, talking about drama, but not the good kind of drama. So there was another article. Debi Thomas is still in the news. Her financial problems, before it was problems with, her living situation with her. Are they her fiance or her boyfriend? Jamie? I don't know what it is. But there was another Washington Post article, and I thought this article was fantastic. Got a little bit more in depth in her story. We didn't talk about when she was on Ayana Fix My Life, or Ivana, I don't know this woman. Ayana. Thoughts on both that show and
right? I know we had discussed whether or not we were going to talk Ilinykh, and I really felt. I know that we want to support her. Obviously, I felt like Ilinyk's show was kind of exploitative, where they kind of glossed over what's going on with her life. Where obviously this reporter really did his research. I was kind of surprised after Ilinykh that Debi gave so much access to him. I mean, she did say in the article that she is writing a book. I think he paints a much clearer picture. It's easier to understand, I think, what's going on with her. But obviously, I think we wish her the best. What do you think?
And my takeaway from it, she talked a lot about this Olympian mentality. And I think I can understand that you want to be the best at everything. And she has these grand visions of changing the world. But in my opinion, you can want all that and still work as a receptionist. You can still go out and get work. And I think she's living off of her boyfriend's Social Security because the wife died. I just think she could go out and you can do both at the same time. We wish her the best, but it's a hard situation.
I think the Olympian mentality is a crutch in her mind rather than a reality of what the situation is. I think that needs to be addressed. But speaking of interviews, I thought McKayla Maroney gave a fascinating interview with Jim Castick this week. We both watched it. She talked a lot about her coaches and was very honest about them being kind of emotionally abusive, if not physically damaging with her training. What did you think of it?
Yeah, I thought she seems to be like she has a good head on her shoulders. She was always fun. She had that personality, but she is real, and she's talking about what I think so many of us suspect goes on with a lot of these gymnasts, these former gymnasts that have come out and talked about it. All their stories are similar. So I think it's something to keep in mind as we head into the Summer Olympics that these are little girls. I mean, these are young women, and there's so much pressure on them. And sometimes, and maybe we'll do it in another show because we are at 4:40, it borderlines on abusive, and even becomes abusive, what she talked about. Yeah. It makes you really think. But our number one story, nothing to do with sports, but Fuller House is now on Netflix. Really quick, Dave, I just wanted to hear, what are your thoughts on this? Was it as good as many
Embarrassed?
Talks?
I'm embarrassed for them. I'm jealous of the money they're making. And I think it's terrible that Stephanie is this party girl, given her life, what they did with the carrot. It makes me uncomfortable. Parabéns to her on her tatas. I mean, that is wonderful. I mean, that red dress that she wore. What did you think of it? How many episodes have you made it through?
So it's 5:20, but I got like literally maybe 5 minutes in. It was the scene where they're hugging in the bedroom. I'm like, these women are in their 30s. They shouldn't have to like hug to make up. I can't. I'm sorry, Megan Duhamel. I'm sorry, Jillian. I can't get behind it. Not where it's at, but was it where it was at with you guys? What do you think of our top 5 stories? Thoughts on everything that went on this week? Leave us a comment below.
As always, I want to remind you that when you're doing a reboot 29 years later, get those enhancements, show them off, hold an edge, and look sexy. Bye,
guys.